There has never been a greater time than now to invest in the Metro Detroit area, and there is no other investment firm better qualified than Platinum Real Estate Holdings. With 40 years experience and over 1,000 homes sold, let Platinum Real Estate Holdings assist you with the purchase of a city-certified home of the highest quality. Turnkey properties, screen renters, yielding instant cash flow. Well, what are you waiting for? Call or visit us online today. Welcome to the weekly recap for the week of April 18th. In today's recap, we're going to help landlords reduce legal catastrophes caused by tenants recording their conversations, share 3 critical areas to vet when choosing an out-of-state turnkey property provider, and lastly, we're going to share one man's opinion about being your own landlord for investment properties. This week's recap begins now. In this first segment, we're going to talk about how you savvy landlords out there can avoid a legal catastrophe caused by tenants secretly recording your conversation. Here are 3 tips that can help you protect yourself against exposure to liability caused by the contents of a secret recording. For starters, you can create a residential lease agreement that prohibits secret recordings of third parties within the tenant's residential unit, including a prohibition that essentially prohibits the tenant from relying on secret recordings in the event of conflict or litigation. Secondly, if you should be embroiled in a landlord-tenant litigation, your best defense against the introduction of alleged recorded conversations is the lack of authenticity argument, attacking the very integrity of the recording being an accurate representation of the entire conversation. And lastly, you can unequivocally avoid the negative exposure of a secret recording by ensuring that all confrontational landlord-tenant conversations take place in your personal office where a reasonable expectation of privacy is protected by law and can prevent even the introduction of recorded evidence on constitutional, which is to say, irrefutable grounds. The next segment is about out-of-state turnkey property investment. This could really work out great. The problem is, there are around 1 million providers of turnkey real estate all over the place. Here are 3 areas to vet when choosing an out-of-state turnkey provider. The first area to think about is your philosophy about turnkey investment options. Have a philosophy centered around the things that are important to you. Then this philosophy has to be adopted by whoever you are using. For example, your philosophy could be to own more expensive homes versus cheaper homes in more distressed neighborhoods. Both can make you great money, but know and communicate your philosophy to those people that you are working with. Secondly, renovations. Ask what the turnkey provider's philosophy is about renovations for turnkey real estate. Do they believe in replacing things up front, like electrical and mechanical, or do they expect it to be something you will need to deal with down the line later? Also, understand if there's a problem with a repair or renovation work, is there any sort of warranty? And who's paying for it initially? And during what period of time that warranty is for? And lastly is the property management issue. Some turnkey property providers sell their properties and place them with a third-party management company. Some sell the properties with no management and let the buyer choose. And some have management in-house. You will definitely want to understand the management, how they operate, and what the ongoing monthly payments are. There are many great providers out there, but it's important to be really happy with the people that you work with. It might make sense to begin with the provider about which you received a personal referral from a client. But in the end, the goal is to have a good passive investment income, like you were going for in the first place. Have fun. Find people and products you like and go for it. Let us know if there are other aspects that you scrutinize when you're looking for turnkey properties to invest in. For the last segment, we're going to hear thoughts about managing your own properties and the fact that it's not for the faint of heart. Today, we're learning from Mr. Sterling White's personal experience as a real estate newbie. He claims the work, effort, and sweat that goes into property management has made him totally convinced that this so-called passive source of income is far more active than it seems when it comes to do-it-yourself property management. Here are 2 big takeaways for us. Takeaway number 1, time is scarcer than gold. Whether it's the amount of time chasing after rent, screening for potential tenants, or fixing the broken sink, you could have easily used that to educate yourself perform research, or invest in new properties. And if you're the landlord, every little problem with the property is always the landlord's responsibility. So essentially, being the landlord means that you always will be on call, day in and day out. Sadly, time is often placed on a lower pedestal than wealth. However, it is important to keep in mind that while you can always generate income, you can never make more time. The second takeaway he calls the nice guy syndrome. The fact of the matter is, being a landlord requires guts. You have to be strong, persistent, and almost mentally unbreakable. However, the vast majority of us probably relate more to the everyday nice guy. You know, an understanding landlord rather than one who enforces the rules with an iron fist. For a moment, imagine having a tenant who lived in your rental for the past 3 months, who suddenly loses his job, and then their mother passes away. They ask you to let them stay, and they promise to pay you back once they find a new job. However, 4 weeks go by, and they haven't found a job yet. Tell me, what do you do? Sure, it might feel good to play the nice guy, and you might not have the heart to insist that they move out. But being a landlord involves making tough choices, even ones you don't like. Remember, this is a business, so you have to treat it that way. If you don't have the heart to play the bad cop, then go let the property manager or management company handle it. It will take a huge load off your mind. To recap, being your own landlord is mentally tough, time-consuming, and requires a lot of do-it-yourself fix-it work. So if that doesn't sound like something you're into, then don't jump on the landlord bandwagon. And instead, try looking into some other options that are available out there. That's one man's opinion. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's this week's recap. Thank you for listening. Let us know what you think. Until next time, have a great day. This has been your weekly real estate investment news recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Please like or comment below this video to enter to win a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Real Estate Guide for Residential Real Estate Investments. You can also subscribe to our channel or go to our website to receive the latest in real estate news. Our website also affords you the opportunity to view our latest turnkey properties.